Well, the country's premiers are holding 2 days of meetings in Ottawa and with the economy, affordability and trade on the agenda. CTV's Rachel Aiello joins us live with more. Who are we expecting to be at today's meeting, and who can we hear from?
Good morning. Yeah, so today it's going to be a meeting of all of Canada's premiers. The 13 provincial and territorial leaders are here in the nation's capital to sit down and hash out a number of key issues. And this is a meeting that is largely in anticipation for tomorrow's sit down with Prime Minister Mark Carney. We know that there's going to be a photo op with all of the premiers around 2 p.m. We're waiting to see if we hear from PEI Premier Boyce Thompson, who is the new chair of the Council Federation, essentially leading that table of premiers. We know as well that Prime Minister will be having some separate sit-down meetings throughout the day today, including with Alberta and BC's premiers. Ontario Premier Doug Ford also has a conference with New Brunswick Premier Susan Holt. So lots happening here in the nation's capital today. All of them will also be sitting down for a working dinner with the Prime Minister later this evening. And this is all kind of anticipation for some big conversations that they'll all have to tackle together over the coming weeks and months.
Obviously, there's going to be a lot of things on the agenda, the economy, trade, but also interprovincial trade, I could imagine, is going to be top of mind for some of the premiers.
Yeah, absolutely. I really think that broadly, the banner you could hang over today and tomorrow's meetings is going to be trade diversification and Canadian sovereignty. And that ties right into all of the big agenda items. So absolutely, whatever work is left to be done on breaking down interprovincial trade barriers. But then, of course, I think broadly the conversation will shift to Canada's trade deals abroad. There's been some tension between some premiers on that front, obviously between Ontario Premier Doug Ford and Saskatchewan Premier Scott Moe when it comes to the deal with China. The tension between ag and EVs, and then, of course, between Ontario Premier Doug Ford and Manitoba's Premier Wab Kinew when it comes to Crown Royal on liquor store shelves. But then heading into the CUSMA review, the trade negotiations with Canada, the U.S. and Mexico, it'll be a conversation about how do we get back to Team Canada? How do we put some of those tensions that have come to the fore to the side and show a united front in what are set to be some pretty high-stakes conversations? Reviving that need to be on one songbook lately has been, of course, U.S. President Donald Trump's revived attacks on Canada, threats of new tariffs, calling the Prime Minister governor. So I think all of that will be key to the conversation that's going to be had.
CTV's Rachel Aiello, we appreciate that report. Thank you.